Here's the thing. Pizza Tower is a pretty fast game, but it can be hard to actually get to those blisteringly fast speeds, let alone stay at those speeds. So, I'm making this video to help you go really fast in Pizza Tower. Firstly, let's explore the most important moves in Peppino's moveset for maintaining speed. Obviously, the Mark Dash is the most important, as it's what lets you build that speed in the first place. There are 3 stages to the Mark Dash: Mark 1, Mark 2, and Mark 3. The most important of these stages is Mark 2, because it allows you to break metal blocks, kill enemies on contact, and crucially, enemies will get scared when you get close to them. Scaring enemies is very important for going fast, as it allows you to smash through them without taking damage. Keep in mind that some enemies, like the snowman in Freezerator, can't be scared. So with the Mark Dash, you will only gain speed while running on the ground. We want to make sure we are always building as much speed as possible, but sometimes there are obstacles in our way. We already know how to deal with enemies, but what about walls? Well, you should know that jumping at a wall while dashing causes you to wall run. Thing is, it can be hard to react to these incoming walls in time. Unfortunately, the only real way to deal with some of these walls is to know the level layout beforehand, which can take some time. Luckily, if you're going for those P ranks, then you should be learning the level's layout anyway. Sometimes, you have to go down in a level, and there are a few ways to deal with this. First is the dive. While running off a ledge, hold down to dive straight down there. Some levels are designed specifically with the dive in mind, so that a well-timed dive will slip right into those small gaps. One other thing, if you press jump while diving, you'll perform a spinning pile driver that goes downwards really fast. Speaking of slam moves, the body slam is crucial for going down holes as quickly as possible, so remember to use it as often as you can. But what if you're in the middle of a mark run? In this section of Bloodsource Dungeon, you'll see that I'm doing what the tutorial taught us, drifting with the Mark Dash before falling off a ledge to retain momentum. This is a pretty decent technique, but if you're going at Mark 3, drifting will take you down to Mark 2 again. But there isn't really any way to turn or go downwards from Mark 3 without doing this or stopping completely. But here's the thing. There is a way to speed up again faster. Actually, there are 2 key ways. First, pressing down during the grab dash will perform a slide. If you hold run out of this slide, you'll get to Mark 2 faster than if you just held run. One key problem with this technique is that you can't do it in tight spaces because there isn't enough room to slide in. In these areas, I like to use a variation of techniques taught to you by the tutorial. When you perform a grab dash on the ground and then hold run afterwards, you'll get to high speeds just a little faster than if you just held run. But there is a special application of this technique that lets you accelerate really quickly. What you want to do is jump, then just before you hit the ground, press grab and hold run. When you land, you'll almost instantly go into Mark 2. To my knowledge, this is the fastest way to accelerate if you can perform it properly. Okay, so you know how to go fast sideways, downwards, and how to accelerate quickly. There's one more direction to consider: upwards. The tutorial teaches you about the super jump, which can be performed by holding up while running at Mark 2 or higher. What it doesn't tell you about is the shoulder bash technique. By pressing grab during a super jump, you'll charge to the side at Mark 2, allowing you to retain a ton of speed even after a super jump. So that's all well and good. But there is one problem. There are some sections that you just can't run through quickly. This is where I tell you that stopping can actually be a part of going fast in Pizza Tower. I know it sounds a bit strange, but hear me out. Sometimes you may be going so fast that you overshoot a key objective, like a top-in or a Jerome. You may want to go really fast all the time, but you still need to collect everything to get those P ranks. To counteract this, I'll show you a technique to help you stop instantly. The key to this is the grab dash. You can perform a grab out of almost every action in the game, If you perform a grab while running, and then you press the opposite movement direction to the one you're going in, you will instantly stop. This is very important for speedrunning, but it can also be performed in the air. Combine this with the body slam to quickly slam straight down holes and then use the aforementioned techniques to pick back up speed as quickly as you can. But I've forgotten something. See, there are those 2 levels where you play as Gustavo for a bit. So what do you do about him? Well, Gustavo doesn't have a Mark III. He can only go at Mark II as the highest. But what Gustavo loses in horizontal movement, he makes up for in killing power and vertical movement. Gustavo can jump really high compared to Peppino, but the problem is that it's a bit slow before you can do anything else. So that's why I'll teach you about Gustavo's most important technique, animal abuse. Yes, I know, we don't want to kick the rat, but unfortunately, it's one of Gustavo's best moves. As long as you're riding Brick, you can press up and grab to kick him across the screen. Thing is, you can do this to cancel almost every animation Gustavo has, allowing you to start going fast again. One other thing, if you press grab to do the sort of spin attack, you can chain that momentum into the crouch because Peppino can slide, Gustavo cannot. If you do this, if you effectively do a slide move, you will still do a fast crouching move. So keep that in mind. Okay, so that's pretty much all of the speed techniques, but I'll give you a bit of advice on getting those P ranks while you're still here. So, you know how you have to keep up that combo through the whole level to get a P rank? It can be really hard to keep that going the whole time, especially if you make a mistake or get hit. But you do have one get out of jail free card that you can use. If you get to a combo of 10, you will see electricity sparking off of Peppino's body. This means you can use your Super Taunt, which is a powerful ability that kills all of the enemies on your screen at once. If your combo is ever about to run out, it couldn't hurt to just hold up and press Taunt, just in case you could clip an enemy with this ability to keep your combo up. Speaking of taunting, you probably know about using the taunt as a parry, right? Well, there are actually a couple of other uses for it. When an enemy has been knocked down, either by scaring them or bumping into them, you can press taunt to make them get up instantly. This is especially useful on Oregano Desert when you accidentally scare the Hot Wing guys. Just taunt and they'll get straight back up to give you the power up. Another slightly less useful thing is that taunting makes enemies fire their projectiles instantly. This can be useful for some secrets and stuff, but that's about it. Lastly, you know how you have to set off the alarm and don't make a sound to open some of those doors? Well, if you taunt next to a guard that's counting down, the alarm will instantly go off, meaning you don't have to wait for the countdown to finish. So, you know how to go fast. But maybe you're wondering, why fast? It's simple, really. It just feels incredible to blitz through levels in this game. The amount of absolute speed and power you feel just running through levels at just constant high speeds, it's really great. So, using the knowledge you gained in this video, get out there and get those P ranks. Thanks for watching.